This is the human heart. Central to our physical body, our survival, revered by poets throughout history as the emotional center of our being. The place we instinctively touch when asked to point to ourselves. And now, what we have known intuitively is being understood scientifically. Researchers are unlocking a new science of the heart that could change everything we know about health and our interconnected nature. Coherence is a state of balance between heart, mind, and emotions, creating a favorable cascade of neural, hormonal, and biochemical events that benefit the entire body. But this phenomenon not only benefits us personally, it affects everything around us, emitting an electromagnetic field that can be measured up to 3 feet outside of the body. When you are in coherence, your heart resonates at the same frequency as the Earth's magnetic field. This frequency positively affects everything around you. When a group of people are in coherence together, this effect is magnified. Could communities synchronized in coherence lower violence, accelerate cooperation, and global harmony? This is the purpose of the Global Coherence Pulse. If we can measure the impact of thousands of people in coherence at the same time, it could lead to a breakthrough in understanding the full potential of the human heart. All you need to participate is your presence and your heart. To take it to the next level, join the research study by downloading the app and getting an HRV monitor to measure your personal coherence. The world needs it more than ever before. Each human heart is unique and magnificent by itself. But imagine what could be possible when we unify.
Welcome everyone to the Global Coherence Pulse. We're really excited to be joining World Unity Week all week, and this is day 4 of us pulsing the field with a different theme every day. We're really excited that you're joining us. I noticed as people were putting in the chat where they were calling in from, we had a lot of people from Germany, we had Italy, we had Ireland, we had a lot of international folks today. I'm so grateful that you're taking this time out of your day to be present here and to pulse the field together in community. And today we're pulsing the field with joy. We need more joy in the world. So I'm going to do a little recap of what we've been pulsing the field with, because we're actually creating a wave that we're adding to every day. You can see behind me here, like each day as we're pulsing the field, we're pulsing it into the waters. That's a theme of World Unity Week. So on our first day with Sri Preetaji, we were pulsing the field with unity in action. And that was as we started World Unity Week. And the second day, we were pulsing the field with peace. And that was a day where there was a peace treaty signed. There was so many peace prayers happening that day. You could really feel the wave building. And then yesterday on day 3, I don't know how many people of you joined us yesterday. If you did, put your name in the chat. We had Sri Preetaji again, and we did love in action. And it was a powerful field pulsing. I really felt it deeply yesterday. I think we're really building here in day 4 now. And today's theme, as I said, is joy in action. And I just want to read what the tagline we had for this one. When inner joy bubbles into outer happiness, it is truly joy in action. And as I said, we need we need more joy in our lives. We need to be able to touch into those places where we feel that joy and really let it bubble out into the world. We also have been having a mantra every day. Nikita Nagiri from I Am Mantra has been sharing a mantra with us every day. And I'd like us to just kind of tune in today with this one. Joy is awakening within me and flowing from me into the world. I am joy. So I'm going to do that one more time. Joy is awakening within me and flowing from me into the world. I am joy. And that's really what I want to invite for the next. This is an hour and a half session for those of you who want to stay on for the breakout group. We're just going to have a little opening. I'm bringing in our guide for today, Jane Corbett, which I'll introduce in just a moment. And then we're going to have a music video from our friend Maria Stark, which I know you're going to love. We'll all be dancing together. And then you'll see we're on a meeting line today instead of a webinar line, because if you'd like to stay and connect with each other, share your joy, share your experience of World Unity Week, just have a chance to connect with other like-hearted souls, we're going to have an optional breakout group session following the meditation. So that's what we have today. And before I introduce Jane, I just want to bring in the next slide, which is our friends from Pathways to Peace. Every day for many, many years, this is a lineage of pulsing the field with peace for a silent moment. And during World Unity Week, they're also doing that starting today and tomorrow and the next day. They've been doing that. So I thought, even though we're a few minutes past 12 o'clock, let's have just a minute of silence together. And let's just hold our awareness in our hearts and see if we can feel that little bubbling of joy. Maybe remember some moment of joy. And for one silent moment, let's just bring ourselves fully present here. Wow, I feel all of you so strong today. And I love seeing that we're coming from all around the world. And so many of you did join us yesterday for Love in Action. And I know that we touched into a deep place of connection with each other yesterday. That was the message of Sri Preetnaji, and really gave us an experience of what true connection means from a state of our hearts. So I'd really like to introduce to you our guide for today, Joy in Action, and this is with Jane Corbett. And I am going to just read a little something about Jane. Jane is a facilitator of generative leadership and innovation processes. As we work with our personal and collective evolution and the intelligence of our hearts, we can grow our capacities for systems transformation and the renewal of a civilization in tune with the very special planet that we share. She is a member of the WorldWorld-View core team, and I think she is the perfect guide for us today because she has this childlike innocence that comes up. You'll see it. Let's bring Jane on. There's just, you can see that young child in this beautiful woman, and she is going to guide us in a meditation in evoking joy. So let's bring her on. I think Kaylin's going to have to find her because we're on a meeting line. You can see if you actually go in gallery view, you guys are going to see all the beautiful people who are on today. Oh, there we go. Hi, Jane. So happy to have you with us today. And thank you for just bringing your beautiful, bright spirit to guide us in a meditation for joy today.
Very, very glad to be here. Honored that there are nearly 150 of us gathered together, and maybe others who will be listening to the recording later. And it feels very beautiful to be working with this theme of joy in action, just after we had a session on love in action. And I think one of the things that can unite us together is that we've all had experiences of joy. It's part of our natural human condition to experience joy, even at times when life is very tricky. So I'm going to invite us to move into a heart coherent space and to prepare the field for that, so that together we can pulse out into the world that sense of joy together. And of course, we can't think joy. It's more something that we can feel. So it takes a certain kind of mastery to bring it in where it's not present. But maybe we can experiment with that a little. So I'm going to invite us to play with time a little and to both go back in time to some memories and then go forward in time to imagining a world where coherence is a natural, everyday experience wherever you go and whoever you meet, be it face to face or online. Coherence is part of our natural human condition and the way that we're living together. So I'm going to invite us to imagine that future too. So starting out now, I'm going to invite you to take a moment to pause and remember back to one of your earliest experiences of joy. And I'll start doing that, and then maybe I'll go a little silent while you're thinking. And if you want to, you can post something in a chat message, but there's no obligation. So I was away camping this weekend with some families where there were some very small children. Mine are grown up now, and I'd forgotten what fun it is when you're a small child to be playing in puddles. And there was a lot of rain in Sussex in the UK where we were this weekend. It was a very wet pre-solstice, pre-midsummer weekend. But the skies cleared a little and the puddles were still there. And the kids were rushing in. So I was remembering a moment when I was given some new Wellington boots and we were out walking and just rushing into the puddles and just playing and experimenting and seeing how the water flew up and the bubbles formed and the sound it made to splash. And the fun of that. So I'm just going to go quiet for a moment or two while you try and remember back to one of your earliest memories of joy, just pure, uninhibited joy in the moment. And some beautiful chat messages are starting to come through, riding your bike around town, seeing little kittens being born. Anybody else who'd like to share a memory straight from their childhood hearts? Swimming in the Atlantic Ocean for the first time as a child, skating, swimming with dolphins, snow, sledging with a dad and a brother, being hugged by your dad, visiting grandma and grandpa, swinging on a swing, being in nature, seeing the Christmas tree. So many beginning to come through. So
I love
celebrate.
this one. I love this one here. Learning from my cat how to drink milk with my tongue and making a mess.
Yes. So that kind of really brings up that kind of uninhibited experimentation and playfulness and the what if without worrying about the consequences, just being totally in that moment. So really feeling that quality in your heart. I'm going to imagine you now, I'm going to invite you now to go forward in time and imagine a time in the future when coherence, heart coherence, is an everyday experience for you, something you just naturally do. You don't even need an app to tell you you're coherent. And something those around you are doing too, both those who are near to you and those who are far apart. So it's as if we humans have rediscovered our natural condition of joy in the future. And I'm going to ask you to imagine just one thing that might become possible from so many of us living and being together in a state of heart coherence and in a state of natural joy. So one of the things I imagine is that people's creativity will be so strong that it will be, again, one of these things that people are using. It's not being conditioned out of them by any kind of difficult circumstances or the wrong kind of education or whatever. But people are being highly creative and imaginative, and they're coming up with solutions for things, and they're imagining new things. They're connecting new things. They may be practical things, or they may be cultural things, or just things for their very own sake. So again, I'm going to go silent for a moment and imagine if we were all living with a lot of heart coherence and natural joy in our hearts, what might be possible for us all in our common unity, our sense of oneness? And there are some beautiful imaginative possibilities starting to come through in the chat. Whether or not you feel like posting something in chat, still, you might be radiating that quality. And as we go deeper into doing this, all of us are needed. All of us contribute to a coherent field and imagining the kind of future that is possible for us, that can spring from our natural humanity, that can spring from everyday joy. And we can celebrate. There are many things we share in common, like people walking around smiling and the feeling of oneness and the feeling that we're living in resonance with the earth and with each other. But there's also great value in the things we do differently and in our uniqueness and how we contribute to the whole in that way. So now moving into really deeply embodying this feeling of joy. Let's come now again to the present. And to help you feel present, move now into a deeper meditation, and I invite you to sense the feeling of the ground beneath your feet and the earth beneath your feet. This earth that we share, this planet that we share, wherever we may be in this moment now. We all share this home. We can all resonate with the earth's field and feel one with it. And then traveling up from your feet to your heart area and becoming more aware of your breathing. Breathing in through your heart area and out through your heart area. Not just that physical pump, but that center of energy that can radiate out coherent energy into the field. And imagining us now as we sit here together, breathing together with joy in our hearts, radiating out that joy and creating a powerful field together, an island of coherence. A beautiful island of coherence connecting us all wherever we are and radiating out to the world at large, to the earth as a whole, and maybe from there beyond, maybe out into space even. So I'm going to go silent for a few moments while you experience the coherence that we're building with joy in our hearts and that sense of connection to each other in this moment now. And if you feel comfortable and you want to, you can close your eyes so that you're really able to go inside yourself and sense the connection between what is happening within you and what's radiating out into the field and what you're experiencing in the field that we're creating together, this island of coherence. Pulsing the field together with every heartbeat and the rhythm of our hearts. And now drawing this meditation to a close, but keeping that feeling of joy and openness and connection. Coming back to looking at each other. Maybe there's a smile on the face of somebody that you can see in the gallery view. And I'd like to close by just mentioning how much joy and excitement I felt when I first heard about HeartMath, and it was in 2012. And amazing that there was all this science to back up what I somehow intuitively felt might be possible, but then that we could dare to dream of what might be possible when we come together in coherence. So I want to say a very, very big thank you to all those who've been working with deepening our understandings of our hearts for so long and done such amazing work so that we can bring this pulse together into the field today.
So beautiful, Jane. I loved all of the people's memories of when they felt joy and how quickly we were able to touch into that. I mean, those stories, when there was Luke who was riding his bicycle in his bathing suit in the rain. Oh, I just loved it so much. You just brought that out of us so quickly. And the sense of us in the future in our natural joy from being able to just be in our creativity and be in our natural state of coherence was so beautiful. I think one thing I'm going to do is to kind of extend this meditation a little bit is I want to bring on a video from our dear friend Maria Stark, who's one of our musicians that we love so much on the Pulses. And this is a piece of music called Unstoppable Joy. And as we listen to this, let's continue to be pulsing the field with that sense of joy, not just the idea about it, but let's let the feeling that we've been cultivating with Jane, and let's do that as we continue to watch this video, and let's pulse this planet with as much joy as we can muster in our hearts. So let's go to that video. And if you want to turn on your camera, we can just have a little dance together.
If all the beings in all the worlds were free from suffering and without desire and burst into unstoppable joy, I wonder what might happen if all the stars and all the skies were strung together with common thread and shown together with common light, the light of love. I am, and I am, I am alive. Unstoppable love. I am, and I am, I am alive. Unfadable light. I am, and I am, and I am joy. Unstoppable joy. I am, and I am, and I am, I am. Unstoppable joy. happen if all the eyes began to see the mystery of love unfolding in the perfection of you and me? I wonder what might happen if all the hearts that felt the pulse would dance together to the rhythm of one song and sing united as one voice, the voice of love. I am, I am, I am love, unstoppable love. I am, I am, I am light, unfadable light. I am, I am, I am joy, unstoppable joy. I am, I am, I am, I am unstoppable joy.
Unstoppable joy, 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 unstoppable joy.
I am, I am, I am love.
I am what I am.
I am, I am, I am light. I am, I am, I am joy.
Unstoppable joy.
I am, I am, I am, I am unstoppable joy. Unstoppable.
It's one of my favorite all-time songs and videos. Unstoppable Joy by Maria Stark. Oh my gosh, wasn't that fun? That's what we need more of on this planet right now, is we need to touch into those moments of joy inside of ourselves, both by doing what Jane invited us to, just in moments, just to touch back into that childhood innocence, those moments where joy just bubbles up without really anything, it just is there. And then to be in this present moment and to feel what it will feel like when we're in coherence all together, and let the joy of that drive our choices and our actions and everything. I love that we're doing joy today. It's kind of day 4, so we're right in the middle. We need a little extra energy. I'd like to bring Jane back on if she's still here. I'd love to just invite any comments from you, Jane, just your experience of the meditation today and even that song. And just thank you again. I just love you, and I just so appreciate your presence.
Thank you, Teresa. My love to you and to Claudia too, for all you've done to create these pulses and to the beautiful design work that goes into them. So I just wanted to finish with a question, really. I was noticing in that video how much dancing there was. And it would be wonderful just to get up and dance in this moment. But then I was just thinking, we're working with the rhythms of our heart, and a naturally healthy, coherent heart has lots of variation in the rhythm. What if we could imagine that our hearts dance when they're coherent? And when we're coherent together, we're dancing together in our hearts. Would that not be a beautiful thought? And I don't know if there's any science to back it up, but I just wanted to leave you with that idea.
I love that. I think we do need to dance more. That's when I feel my joy, is dancing on the beach like they were doing there. And it just, there's something that overflows in us when we're feeling our joy. We want to express it in some way. Well, I'm going to do some announcements, but for those of you who would like to stay on, we wanted to have a few of our pulses have some breakout groups when in the Islands of Coherence, which is a partner organization to the Global Coherence Pulse. It's actually a social network for people who are choosing love over fear, a place where we can connect with other like-hearted souls. That we have weekly meditations where we follow with the breakout groups so that we can connect with each other. So if you would like to connect with some other people today and share your joy, share what you're experiencing with World Unity Week, or just be in the presence of other people who are feeling the same, then please stay on. And I'm just going to do a couple of quick announcements. I'm going to share my screen. So to start with, remember that our mantra for today, joy. Joy is awakening within me and flowing from me into the world. I am joy. So I want to thank Nikita Gearing again from I Am Mantra. I put those links in the chat for you to be able to go and connect with her and get on her mailing list so you get a different mantra every day. They're always really beautiful. We are doing these pulses for 8 days in a row. And so today was day 4. You can see we've kind of finished one half of the journey through the pulsing of these different themes. Tomorrow, we'll also be in a meeting room. We'll also have breakout groups for anybody that wants to stay around. And tomorrow, we're going to take this wave that we've done with unity and peace and love and joy, and we are going to enter this wave, our energy of gratitude. Following that, we will have one more session with Sri Preetaji. Very powerful sessions. If you haven't had a chance, the replays are on demand on World Unity Week. And join us again tomorrow. Really powerful transmission from Sri Preetaji. And then we end with Hope, also in a breakout meeting line. And then we complete with belonging. So we hope that you'll keep coming and pulsing the field with us. It makes a difference. What we feed the field matters. So as I said, tomorrow is Gratitude in Action. And our pulse guide is Julie Kroll, who is the president and founder of Good of the Whole. And she's really fun. She has a regular talk show, and she's really a fun lady. So you'll have a good time with her. And then, as I said, we have the Islands of Coherence. It's a heart-centered social network where you can connect with like-minded peers, really deepen your coherence practice. That's what we're doing. We're becoming an island of coherence together. And if you believe that a small group of humanity living in heart-centered coherence can help shift the tide from one of fear to love, then what we're doing in the Islands of Coherence is a powerful choice, right? That we really actually show up and learn what it means, because we don't know what it means to become an Island of Coherence, but together, let's find out. So the Islands of Coherence, you can join. World Unity Week today, they opened up the convergence rooms. So up until now, they've just had the main stage, the giving tree. Sparkle opened last night, the Sparkleverse, so there's more to explore there. And today the convergence rooms opened. And I think they have 33 convergence rooms, all kinds of offerings from people all around the world. So you might want to just explore a little bit over the next couple of days. Later today, there is a plenary session with Deepak Chopra on World Unity, and Ben Bowler, the founder of Unity Earth, will be interviewing him. So that would be a really nice one to see. And then tomorrow, there is a number of planetary peace wave. This is a friend from our Global Coherence Pulse Islands of Coherence, Kadi J, and some of her team members. So I'm just putting some links in the chat to a few other initiatives in some of our partner organizations. And today and tomorrow and the next day from 11:30 a.m. to 12 Eastern time, they're going to be doing Pulsing the Field. So what the encouragement is 12 noon in your time zone, whenever that is, to just stop for 1 minute and pulse the field with love, which I think is a really great idea. And they're also doing and empowering the divine feminine through music, art, theater, and activism. So there's wonderful things for you to have. And I'm going to go ahead and put those in the chat for you. And yeah, I'd love to see if you're still here and you'd like to stay for the breakout groups. This would be the time to stay, or if you need to go, let's just have one more moment where we just all tune in into this present moment, feet on the ground, our awareness in our hearts, with that feeling of joy, connected with one another in this feeling of joy. And let's just send a wave of joy into the field right now. And let's bless this joy. We'll send this joy to somebody in your life that you know could really use a pulse of joy right now. And let's sprinkle this joy through all of the different activities happening in World Unity Week today. Somehow everybody just feels this little tickle of joy. And lastly, let's put our hands on our own hearts and let's send a wave of joy to every single molecule inside your body. I think it's the combination of love and joy that is going to change the world. All right. So I'm going to switch over to the gallery view. This is now time for optional breakout. If you'd like to join us for our optional breakouts, we have more people joining right now. Ian, I want to make sure that people will be able to unmute when they get into their breakouts. And Jane, are you still here or have you gone? Can you open your mic if you're still
I'm here. Yes.
All right. Do you have any final words you'd like to share before we go into our breakout group?
Well, just to hold on to that sweet moment of where you actually touch your heart. I think that's such a powerful thing to do. Maybe that will happen as you enter into the breakout groups if you're joining one.
Yeah, great. Beautiful. Thank you so much. So we only have a few guidelines, I would say, for our breakout groups. One is that you come authentically and that you share your heart.